And once again, another stage, Force of the Ancient Dead. One of the more bigger and complex stages of the game.
Cold and dark and reeking of death. We remembers an ancient battle fought here between the forces of good and the dark armies of Zarok. Now the marshes are full of the restless dead.
Oh yeah, and it's most likely was some sort of battle that Daniel Fortescue was not part of.
Weapons are useless against the heavy armor of the knights. Don't let them shove you in the swamp.
Oh, that means don't get thrown to the mud. But the big shockwave hammer blow will make them swim quite well. Yep.
Greetings, stranger. I am the boatman. It is I who ferry lost souls on their final journey to the land of the dead. But hold, have we not met before? Sir Daniel Fortescue, not you too. Thanks to Zarok's memories, I'm up to me eye sockets and lost souls who've woken from the eternal sleep. Business hasn't been this brisk since before they invented sanitation. Look, if you help me to gather up a boatload of 8 lost souls and bring them here, I'll drop you off at the sunken town of Melamede. How's that sound?
Alright. And the ferryman just gave us the level objective. Scour the stage, find 8 souls, or 8 helmets, however. Learn to swim, heavy boy. He doesn't seem to be too good at it. Oh yeah. Hammer blows in this stage recommended. Because this stage has lots of these narrow ledges that will mean you're gonna get. And there's also the fact that these little bridges that you can use to cross these areas, however you wanna call them, they disappear when you gather the lost soul or helmet or whatever, however you wanna call it, making navigation of this stage even more inconvenient than it already is, which, suffice to say, is very inconvenient indeed. And because Dan feels like he doesn't get moving as fast as he did in the original one, in which he just basically went from 0 to full in a blink of an eye. We should say he went from no speed to full speed very quickly. But this time it's much less impressive, his velocity. So this is a stage where taking things slowly and carefully is way to do. But luckily the enemies remain dead once you've killed them, and that makes this, and of course there's also no mobile platforms or anything like that hampering your movement. And there seems to be way more of these tentacle things as well than in the originally was. Learn to swim, bulky boy, big boy. Oh, damn it. Yeah, big bombs threw me off to the pit. This is quite a challenging stage in that sense. In sense that there... Oh, god damn it! I guess I have to try the dash jump. Yeah. Platforming in this game... not that easy. This game can have brutal difficulty, but only in the sense of there being this kind of stages. Why don't you just... Oh yeah. Now look at that, once again, stuck in a swamp. Shit. And the dash also feels to have a bit of a wonky setup. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this stage, carefulness is the way to do things. But luckily the enemies of this stage are not, you could say, really tough. So it makes things a bit easier to cope. Get moving, get moving. Yeah, enjoy. The axe is quite handy weapon, mostly because of its because it works as a projectile and melee weapon. But then again, it is the improved version of the hand, so it's quite a bit of a, it's a little bit of a matter to think. I think it would have been much more pleasant if this stage would have made if it would have made so that the getting the life jewels would have made bridges appear, in the sense that it would be much more difficult to navigate first, and then it would become much easier than the opposite. That is at least how I would feel it. That make the return trip easier if the game has something like that kind of things, because well, it just feels better in my sense that you could make the return trips to wherever you're going faster to do. And that, if anything, is a trap. Which it is. And life bottle at this stage. They are quite numerous. I don't remember how many was there. Was it 8 or 9? Something like that. Oops, not like that. But luckily there's some fill-up juice right there, so loss was not completely... I think these might have been God damn it, the dash has... Yeah, it's the weird thing that in the original one, Dan just... There was no wind up in his moving, which made getting... Oh, well, there's one soul, but gotta run from these because if you don't, they will run you over. And that would be unpleasant. And an enemy gauntlet challenge. Say hello to lots of enemies, eager to make you dead. But luckily the big guys tend to be just quite sluggishly just wander about, not doing particularly dangerous things. So I can quite efficiently just hammer them away with these big shockwave attacks of my... So it is now comes the moment to... Alright, where's the last one? It's always in these kind of stages that it's gonna become... Finding the last whatever thing you are searching for is the difficult part. And there really isn't that much of this stage, so I don't think it is particularly... Yeah, just... Well, now I got the chalice, so let's just check this place again. Oh yeah, that's the difference between this and the original one. Original one, you would get real fast movement. There was no wind up. In this one, there is a wind up, which makes this kind of little narrow edge platforming jumps unnecessarily complicated. Well, now I can go and pick up the chalice, of course. But does it actually... But... Where might be the final soul? That is what I must go and lurk about, find as well. Oh, but there seems to be some kind of little bit of mercy on the... How you... Ah, there it was. There seems to be a little bit of mercy in how you can actually move about. So let's just go and grab the chalice first before I take the soul, which will remove those handy bridges, which would make them, which will of course. Thank you. All 8 helmets gathered, all. And the chalice as well, so everything from this stage is in my bag. Loot sack, or whatever the word you want to use. Dan's got it. Oop. Oh, not like that. Alright, jump like that, and... Oh, not like that. More like this. And yeah, now at the return trip. Oops, and a dashing jump over that. Yeah, this is... these water stages even the are you could say I'd say they are the most difficult ones of the MediEvil. More not because mostly because of mostly because of the platforming. And yeah, let's get them.
How gracious of you. Makes a change to meet a polite young skeleton after dealing with those filthy zombie types. Hop aboard.
Yeah, it's most likely not the first time Dan is going with the ferryman, and he is very big. I'd say something like a 4 meters tall, or almost 4 meters tall, meaning he's a giant. And once again, I'm paying a trip to the Hall of Heroes. But funnily enough, you can find lots of those writing about these heroes in the city stage of Sleeping Village. But there's one guy.
Alright Dan man, how you doing? Now then, have you got yourself a magic sword? What? Daniel man, you can't go into battle against an army of undead without a magic sword. Here, take mine. You'll never have to sharpen another blade, or my name's not Dirk Steadfast. It's not enough just to have a magic shield, you know, no matter what that soft ticky stern card says. Good lad. Why, I'd sooner go into battle holding a tea tray than carry that weedy Gale's shield of his.
Yeah, and now I have the best sword of the game, the magic sword. It's also the one that if the imps nick it from you, you are having a world of hurt. Which is, and you really don't want that to happen, because losing this sword, it's gonna cost you big money, and you will need the raw attacking power this sword has. Well, going to the next stage, the lake. Name is even scarier than pools, because that would mean even more water. Rhinotaurs. Yeah, another watery stage with lots of narrow ledges to go. Quite a tough one, but also quite big one and interesting one as well. Thank you, ferry.
Look at you. It must be 500 years since you were last on my ferry. You don't look a day over 400. Now, here we are. Zarok's magic has caused the lost mythical town of Melamede to rise in this watery grave. See you soon.
Well, let's see what the book reads.
You haven't got your army now. Better to use stealth than charge in.
Actually, charging in and letting the watchers summon reinforcements, it's exactly the way to do it. Because yeah, and the fishies. They just jump around, you don't get anything from slaying them, so there's no point beneath. Oh, except not like that. They do actually now push you around, not just cause damage. So, I guess I learned now. I guess I learned that the hard way. And some. and the fishmen tend to be quite dangerous. So, chopping up everything there is to chop up. Yeah, call forth the goddamn ugly fishmen. They don't frighten me a bit. And I don't even know, should I be frightened about them even a bit. So let's just grab the earth rune and be much more careful about all these jumpy fish thingies, because they apparently are way more dangerous than I remember them being from the original one, in which they were just, that you could say, a nuisance. Well, what must this guy say?
The ancient people of this long-vanished town once sought to harness the power of crystals found in the caverns below. Now, Zarek seeks to unlock the secrets of this arcane science. This mine shaft leads deep into the earth, to certain doom in the crystal caverns.
Yeah, and some little bit of story about this place. And those are dead. And there's a rune in here as well, which I do need, because this stage has a bit of a, well, it's not visible yet, yet gimmick in it, which it goes in something in style of, in that there's these, oh, not this one. It was a bit further up here. And I really do like the fact that the enemies do seem to remain dead once you have killed them. Which makes getting around the stage, once you have done all the necessary clearing all things, bit easier. Yeah, that one, yeah, the fishermen are not, you could say, that frightening enemies, but their habit of going into the shell and not being easily hacked apart then makes it makes dealing with them a hassle. Alright. Yeah, I don't really like those fishies. They are dangerous. Not because of their damage output, but because of their shoving output. And being shoved is not something you want in this kind of places where you can easily fall into doom, into wet, damp, rubbish. Yeah, well, that one's history. And that's a quite even in the original one, that Whirlpool was very impressive sight. It is. They still managed to. They made it. It still is with impressive sight. And one of the crystals turned on. Yeah, good old-fashioned charge attack to hack them apart. Going carefully. Time rune.
The crystal contraptions that surround the whirlpool.
Oh yeah. Get the runes. Come here. Put the runes into that thing. And of course that means that you freeze the waters, means you will get further in the stage by freezing the waters and going down there. That's you could say a gameplay hints 101. Oh yeah, that thing turned on again. Goddamn ugly fishman. I don't like you. Mostly because the combat in this game is not particularly great. It works, but this game is not so much. It's not. This game's basic gameplay is not about combat. If it was, you would have basically much better methods of fighting. Oh yeah, and it doesn't so much freeze, but it just simply jams. Oh yeah, they go down, and there's a life fountain, which I'm definitely going to make use of. Hoping there's not a nasty surprise of fish in here. There isn't. I will make through this. Yeah, it's quite much tanking gameplay in this one, feels. And of course, before you had freeze this thing, it would have been just death to jump there. So let's just jump in. Oh. But go into very mysterious location beneath the water. But what makes this tunnel like this, I have no idea. But it's still a quite fancy tunnel to get through. And there's the chalice. That fish hopping thing is dead. And I would need just something like one more enemy to slay, and I would have the chalice. Would be mine. Gather some monies. I think that one did it. Yeah. Get the chalice. Go fetch it. Which was here. Yeah, got the chalice. Chalices are needed. Oh yeah, and that was quite much unnecessary destruction, but I did anyways. Out of spite. Yeah, that's the word, out of spite. And where do I get that opened? Oh yeah, here's the lever. Yeah, now I am ready to leave the stage. I have the chalice, I have achieved all the objectives of the stage. Now it's just careful returning to the, well, location where the yeah. And it's right over that direction where the actual exit of the stage is. In gameplay sense, narratively it means that this is the way to the crystal caverns. MediEvil generally is quite reasonable in difficulty, but now one more stage completely perfected. Yeah, 14 chalices, that's quite many cups. So I guess it's time to talk to the Prince of Centaurs, who has very unprincely haircut.
Oh, Danielle. I've got something here I can give you, but I've no idea what it is. You fancy a little gamble now?
Well, it's not like that I have much of a choice. And now I have the ultimate projectile weapon of the game. The magic bow. Magic longbow, that is to say. Not many arrows that you can carry with it, but it packs a serious punch, which is necessary. So, leaving the Hall of Heroes. Mostly because projectile weapons become in late game become much useful, and it's also funny that the first project weapon you get, the crossbow's ricochet property, is completely irrelevant in this game. But time to end this episode, which was 7th. So see you next time. See ya.